Hey friend, welcome to Ask Dr. Betters. By now, I think you should have noticed that in the comments section of our videos, there is a place for you to comment, for you to ask a question. Such is the case with somebody named L. L says, well, the video that he watched was, I smoke pot while I go to hell. And I addressed smoking of pot in that video. But then he wrote this question. He says, what if you are unable to function without methadone? I'm currently a patient at a clinic that prescribes methadone. Am I going to hell? I'm currently struggling with cannabis smoking as well. That's a tough question, but it's not that hard to answer. I believe, that there are many what we call gateway drugs, bridge drugs, drugs that take you from a lesser powerful drug to a more powerful drug. I think marijuana is a bridge drug. Once you start smoking marijuana, eventually it won't be enough. You'll try more and more harder drugs. We have a crisis of drug addiction, and now we have a crisis of drug deaths in this country. Much of which started with gateway drugs. People who are dying of fentanyl, people who are losing their lives with just a few grains of fentanyl, more than likely started with other drugs. I mean, young people thinking they're taking a Percocet or a painkiller, are finding that they're taking fentanyl laced with, masquerading, I should say, as Percocet or one of those pain drugs, but really is fentanyl laced drugs. So I want to encourage you to understand that if you really want to come off drugs, moving from marijuana to another drug or from heroin to methadone, all that's doing is prolonging your healing. All that's doing is finding an interim for the fact that you are still addicted. Instead of to heroin, you're addicted perhaps to methadone. It's one addiction replacing another. That's really where you need to be careful. Now, there is a place for things like marijuana, medical place, for things that can be treated with marijuana. There aren't that many of them, but there are some. But even there again, getting into a program that is Christ-centered and not drug-centered in order to overcome your addiction is really the route to go. So I would encourage you to put off all drugs, no matter what they are. Enter a program where you can be healed, where you can overcome by good counsel and good accountability. There are many such programs out there that really try to place Christ in the center of your healing. I hope this helps.
Hi, my name is Melissa Weisenfels, Executive Director here at MARKINC Ministries. Thank you so very much for your continued support of this video series. Ask Dr. Betters is not meant to be a substitute for professional counseling, but instead is designed to extract biblical principles around the questions being asked. We encourage you to seek professional counseling if needed.